Greetings to one and all. My name is RiyanshSoni, ID number E19CSE174, and as part of the course for seminar on special topics in emerging areas, I will be making a brief presentation on the topic of my choice, which is green computing. So, let us begin. Firstly, let us understand what all will be a part of this presentation. So, we'll be discussing, of course, green computing, also known as green technology. We'll discuss how it is the environmentally sustainable way of using computers. We'll also brief upon the Energy Star program. Furthermore, we'll discuss the goals and motto of green computing as a concept. Then, we'll discuss the approaches towards green computing alongside the applications of green computing in routine life. Green cycle, power management and development techniques will also be discussed. Then, differences between cloud and green computing in order to discuss green cloud computing as a concept will also be there. Furthermore, we'll see the merits and demerits of this concept alongside discussing the future of green computing and finally concluding. Let us begin. Now, world due to technology today. As we see everywhere around us, the enamor and the crucial nature of technology and the convenience that it provides us in daily life drives the world today. It is unavoidable. Due to its nature, it has basically led the negligence of the masses towards negative aftermath on nature. Now, ultimately, there is a rise in issues like carbon footprint, heat and chemical emissions, water pollution, etc., among many others. Global level issues such as global warming is increasing because of the use of technology today. So, what is the solution to such problems? Green computing would be the answer. To discuss what is green computing, it is simply the practice of efficient usage and eco-friendly utilization of computer resources without actually sacrificing performance. In recent years, the computer industry has come to realize that going green is now a necessary ethical obligation. In response to this, Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, has launched the STAR program, the Energy Star program. The Energy Star program, in brief, is an international standard for energy efficient consumer products originated in the US in 1992. Goals of green computing. One of the goals of green computing is to reduce the use of hazardous materials in production. Then it is to also promote innovations supporting green computing and cloud computing. Then it is to also maximize energy efficiency during the product's lifetime. Furthermore, reducing wastage of computer resources per capita is one of the goals. Lastly, promoting the biodegradability of defunct products and factory waste goes on to help with actually creating ecological products which are less damaging to the environment than the ones currently in use. Now, approaches to green computing. Algorithmic efficiency is one, power management, virtualization, dynamic resource allocation, video card, display quality, materials recycling, telecommuting. All of this we will discuss briefly furthermore. Applications. Algorithmic efficiency. As aforementioned, algorithmic changes such as switching from a slow linear search algorithm to a faster hashed or index search algorithm will essentially use lesser amount of resources for a given task and will be able to perform the task in lesser time, hence utilizing the resources provided by the computer more efficiently. Video card. A faster GPU may be larger power consumer, therefore selecting a GPU based on average wattage or our requirement for whatever purpose we are using is ideal. Display. CRT monitors, of course, use more power than LCD monitors. They also contain significant amount of LED. LCD monitors are well better because they are using cold cathode fluorescent bulb to provide light for display. Some newer displays are even using arrays of LED to furthermore be economical. Now, material recycling. Recycling computer equipment can keep harmful materials such as lead, mercury and hexavalent chromium out of landfills. Telecommuting, that is simple, self-explanatory. Working from home will actually help reduce pollution because less people will be traveling, so there will be less pollution due to cars and travel. Green technologies that actually help towards maintaining green principles or following through green principles, such as power saving link status, Wi-Fi schedulers, hypervisors, resource allocators, all this such. Now, green cycle. We'll briefly look at this diagram, which is sort of explaining to us what a basic green cycle will look like. Firstly, a green design for any kind of product will be made. The green design will be within the view of that whatever this product should or solution should be used for should fall in line with the principles of green computing and should not cause any environmental damage than is absolutely necessary. Then there will be manufacture, production and selling of such devices within line of green computing principles. These devices will then be used judiciously as in they will be used in a way that causes less and less pollution as possible. Afterwards, there may be different things that can be done to them. They can be disposed of in a nice fashion, they can be donated, they can be recycled or reprocessed. Their materials can be reprocessed in order to formulate new computers. They can be refurbished or upgraded, or they can be redeployed for different purposes. All of that will fall in line with the green cycle. Lastly, power management. Power management for computer systems are desired for many reasons, particularly for prolonging battery life for portable and embedded systems, reducing cooling requirements of systems, reducing noise, reducing operating costs for energy and cooling. Now, let us discuss differences between green computing and cloud computing. Green computing is the environmentally responsible and eco-friendly use of computer resources. As we discussed earlier, in broader terms, it is also defined as the study of designing, manufacturing or engineering, using and disposing of computing devices in a way that reduces the environmental impact. Cloud computing, on the other hand, is a robust serverless solution that provides computing resources over an online connection on pay-as-needed basis. It enables this by using back-end data centers as infrastructure. These data centers are responsible for energy consumption and heat and carbon emissions. Environmental side effects of cloud can be curbed by adopting green computing principles. And when these green computing principles are adopted, then we come across something called as green cloud computing. Now for green computing development techniques. Power sucking displays can be replaced with green light displays made of OLEDs or organic light emitting diodes. Use of toxic material like lead can be replaced by silver and copper. Higher quality power supplies can be over 80%. High energy efficiency uses less power directly and requires less power. Techniques such as virtualization and dynamic resource allocation using hypervisors in cloud data centers help build better resource usage. Specific low energy consumption level in request for tender documents. Now, merits and demerits. There's definitely advantages and disadvantages to this entire system. Discussing some of the advantages first, we have reduced energy usage from green computing techniques translates lower carbon dioxide emissions stemming from a reduction in fossil fuel used in power plants. Saving energy resources saves money ultimately. Reducing the risk existing in the laptops such as chemical known to cause cancer, nerve damage and immune reactions in humans. So all of those are tertiary benefits of using such principles. Disadvantages. Green computing could actually be quite costly to implement. Some computers that are green may be considered underpowered. Rapid technology change and general computing requirements increasing, techniques like dynamic allocation may become redundant. Future of green computing. Opportunities lie in green technology like never before in history, and organizations are seeing it as a way to create new profit sectors while trying to help the environmental cause. Inefficient CPUs are a double hit because they both use too much power themselves and their waste heat increases air conditioning needs, especially in server farms. The waste heat also causes reliability problems as CPU crashes much more often at higher temperatures, generally as little as 47% efficient. Recent inventions of power supply are helping to fix this by running at 80% efficiency or better, resulting in less throttling. Finally, to conclude, as 21st century belongs to computers, energy issues will get a serious ring in the coming days. If we think computers are non-polluting and consume very little energy, we need to think again. It is estimated that out of $250 billion per year spent on powering computers worldwide, only about 15% of that power is spent computing. The rest is wasted idling. Thus, energy saved on computer hardware and computing will equate tons of carbon emissions saved per year. Lastly, thank you very much. I hope this presentation has helped you understand a little bit about the concept of green computing. Thank you.